Well, the Festival of the Arts is a local arts festival that's been in operation for 80 years. It actually has been around longer than that, but there are some couple times where it had to close down during the war years and during COVID. But we're celebrating our 80th year this year. We're very excited about that. And it's a true celebration of the arts, and it's very much there to support artist development in the community. And it includes many different disciplines, from vocal to instrumental to visual arts, dance arts. Last year we added what we called the KDFA Cafe, which is a little more contemporary music, guitars, bands, that kind of thing. This year we're adding film and video, and we're also adding literary arts. So it's expanding, and there's instrumental arts too, which actually kind of breaks down into the band part and also piano part. And the nice thing about the piano part was this is the Kenora District Festival. We've reached out to Dryden, who used to be a bit more active in the community here. And we're going to Dryden for a day of piano again this year for the second year in a row. So we're really excited about that outreach, because the feedback we got from the community there was very positive. You know, I always remember there was an article a number of years ago where Kenora got kind of labeled as a cultural wasteland, but I had been coming up here for years performing for the Kenora concert group, and there was always a great vibe up here for music and art, and I thought, where did that come from? But it was a bit of I think, a misnomer that didn't belong to Kenora, because it's got a very active community with theater, with music, with visual arts. We've got a great art gallery, a great museum. There's a lot of stuff happening, but what we do need is a performing arts center, and that's something that is on my agenda, that one day we can have a beautiful center for the performing arts here. Lenmark, who's the past president, reached out to myself and actually Leonard Whiting and was looking for new members of the committee. He was looking to infuse it with new people, new ideas. And it was around the time of COVID, so it was a very difficult time for the organization, like all arts organizations. And so we just joined for a festival, and we started modernizing it in a number of ways. One, we got the new logo, which we were really proud of, which is really great, colorful, contemporary one. And we started automating the entry process, which used to be handwritten forms, and you would have to mail them or drop them off at a mailbox and pay by check. But then we started doing e-transfers, and we started doing, you can get an online form and fill it out in a nice PDF. So it really made it a lot more user-friendly. But if you still want to use the snail mail and handwritten forms, we still take those too. So those things really help move things forward. And a new website, which was easier to update for us, so we could just keep adding new ideas. Introduce our adjudicators. Introduce the history of the organization. So we were really seeing a big change in that, and it seems like the community really likes that. I remember when we had our first festival back after COVID had shut us down, and we did a hybrid version, so it was kind of open, but we had an adjudicator remotely brought into here in Knox, but it just felt really good to see people having a chance to do their thing. And I always remember when we had dance come back at Beaver Braid, that time at the drama room, and just the joy in the room of these young people having an opportunity to do their thing in front of people again. It just boggles the mind how it really was locked down for those 2 years. It seems like forever ago, but it was a forever time in our lives as artists. I think one of the things you remember is that I was very fortunate that I was able to do some videos on the Lake of the Woods. And that really helped me kind of get through COVID and still do things artistically, but we needed to get back to live. And I think that's happening full time now. And hopefully it'll stay that way for a long time. The way it works is that we really look at adjudicators as mentors, as teachers that are here to educate and support and encourage. It's not a competitive festival. Some festivals are, but this festival became non-competitive a number of years ago. And we're really there to bring in professionals in the industry to sit there and get face to face with the young artists, or even a senior artist, an older person that wants to participate in the festival, because it's open to all ages. They're there to encourage, educate, inspire. And we're really, when we look for art adjudicators, we're looking for people that fit that mold. And they're there to support our artists. And it is mostly young people, but and it's an outside, like what's beautiful about it is that, you work with your teacher or a coach or a director here in town on your stuff, but then you hear them give you guidelines and instruction, but when you hear from an outside source who's out from, say, Winnipeg or Toronto or wherever the adjudicator comes from, it just kind of resonates a lot stronger sometimes, and it's there to support them. So we're really excited about that aspect of the festival. I as a youth grew up in Peel region, and the Peel Music Festival was something that I did for, 10 years. I was there every year. It was like the annual mecca to go to Mississauga and go to the theater there and sing and do my thing. And I always remember it fondly. So I just wanted to bring some of that feeling back too, that I remembered having when you'd be terrified going there and then the adjudicator would hit the bell and you just have to jump up there and do your thing as a young person. Like 8 or 9 when I was doing it. It's pretty intimidating, can be, but it's a good learning experience. We kind of said, like, it's a workshop, so we tell our adjudicators it's about taking that moment and really capturing it for them. Because sometimes these piano pieces are very short, so you don't need a ton of time to guide them through it, but it is definitely an inspirational thing for us. Well, the deadline's February 26th, so it's not that far away. They're starting to trickle in, but they're going to start coming full bore very soon. You can go to our kdfa.ca site, and there's the syllabus, which is all the guidelines and rules and regulations that you need to know, and you can find what classes you can enter. And then there's an entry form there that's downloadable, and you can just fill it out and email it to our KDFA email that's on the site. I'm not going to say it because I can never remember the number, but I think it's kdfa8270@gmail.com that you can email the entry form to. So, and if you have any questions, just email us. We get back to you quickly. And we find that a lot of people just need sometimes clarity, and I get it. The syllabus is a pretty daunting document. We've tried to make it simpler, but there's a lot of arts disciplines in there, so there's a lot of information. But it's all there, right at your fingertips. It goes from March 29th to April 12th. So it's about a week earlier than usual this year, but Easter falls really late. So that kind of bumped everything back. So we're starting with dance on March 29th. This year that's going to be at St. Thomas Aquinas. And then it just rolls on almost every day. We're really excited to be back at the Muse for the visual arts at the art gallery. We found out the people at the art gallery are so supportive of what we're doing, and they call this their best intergenerational event because it brings young people and adults together in a great space to celebrate visual art. And it's wonderful seeing the kids when we have our reception day on the Saturday, walking around and seeing their art in an art gallery. Like, how cool is that? That is just an awesome feeling for everybody. And we have other venues like Knox here. We do piano and vocal here. We go to Dryden's Full Gospel Church, which is a great little space for piano. And we're doing the Clarion this year for the KDFA Cafe. And I'm just trying to think, is there any other spots? There is, I know, I just can't think of it now because we have so much going on. It's 2 weeks in our life to KDFA that doesn't stop, but it's a great celebration of the arts. Well, one thing we did is when we got the new logo, we made up a flag. And on March 27th, it'll be the 3rd year running that we're going to be having our flag raised at City Hall. So that's a very great thing that the city is doing to honor the festival, and because it's such an important part of the community. It's a true community organization. So March 27th at 10 in the morning, we'll be there with Mayor Poirier, and we'll be pulling up the flag. And I'm very excited about that again. I wonder, it seems so far away. I hope I'm here in 20. It's one of those things, right? But I would think just to see the continued growth and stability of the organization. It's financially a very strong organization, and I inherited a very strong situation there, which allows us to feel strong to move forward and grow. So that's a good thing, and hopefully that will continue. It's always a challenge as an arts organization, but that's something that has been a mandate of the organization most recently under Landmark's leadership, which we really appreciate. So yeah, 100 years, yeah, we could have a great thing happening. Totally. Awesome. Maybe we could do something at the new Performing Arts Center in Kenora, right? If we ever get that, that would be a wonderful thing. Because that's the struggle here in town, is to where, if you want to play certain ways and, you know, bring in a symphony. Knox does a great job, but it would be wonderful to have a beautiful 500-seat or 300-seat theater here in downtown Kenora, because it would just drive tourism too, which is so important. The arts does really add to the economic strength of the community, and that's what we're trying to encourage as well. Go to your local businesses, go have lunch somewhere, and come to a festival afternoon. It would be great. And as they grow, and there's been many successful artists that have come through Kenora, and they got their start with the festival in all different disciplines, whether it was piano, vocal, visual arts. I don't know if I said dramatic arts, but I think specifically of, you know, Matt Kennedy. He's now a very successful videographer here in Northwestern Ontario. In fact, he'll be our adjudicator for film and video, so we're excited for that. He was a constant participant when he was growing up in the drama part of and I think music as well. So, and he's gone on to a very successful career. So there's hope for Kenora. I think this is part of the hope for the future.